What are some of the skills with mastering that energy that you think we're missing out on, in balancing that energy and knowing when to be which? And because the reason why it's hard is I think we live in a binary world, right? Like you feel like you have to choose. Like you're either a bad boy or you're a good guy. You're a doer or you're a thinker. You're a winner or you're a loser, right? Like we think like that. And so people go, okay, I can either be masculine or I can be feminine. And I definitely relate to what you were saying. Like, I believe that there is a lot about me that is massively masculine in energy, using that language and terminology, my drive, my ambition, how I work, my strategic mind. And at the same time, I consider myself to have a lot of great feminine energy and qualities where it comes to like empowering others and nurturing and the ability to hold deep, compassionate space and be empathetic, which are all powerful qualities for everyone, right? Beyond gender, they're powerful qualities. And I appreciate, and it's taken a long time to know when to be which. And it's still, and I still make mistakes, right? There's still sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have been more assertive, or I should have been more affectionate. So we live in a world that finds it hard to hold two opposing ideas at the same time.
Yeah.
We don't know how to do that in any sphere of life, let alone within ourselves. So what are some of the skills that we can learn in order to nurture both those energies in a healthy way inside of ourselves?
So I think one, it's going to require a lot of, if you're already in a relationship, it's going to boil down to a lot of transparency and communication. You know, if you're that man trying to understand that woman and when you can walk in those two energies, her being willing to be honest and open about, you know what, this was too much over here, or I needed some of this over here. And in time, you're going to become more aware and understanding, and it's going to be like second nature to you. You won't have to overthink it. And I think part of it is not overthinking it. It's kind of like being ourselves, but understanding that we have to learn when this is doing too much and vice versa. I also think that in reality, for a lot of men, especially when we're talking about relationships and kind of losing that masculine energy, the underlying issue is fear. All right. When we become so afraid of losing this woman, we lose ourselves. And so a lot of men now fall into this very feminine, needy space because they're just afraid. We have to learn that, listen, like to me, I feel if your partner thinks you're never going to walk away from them, no matter what they do, you've lost. That's a horrible place to be in. We have to get to a place where we both understand that as long as we show up the way that we need to show up for each other, we have each other's back. We will be here. But neither of us will tolerate an unhealthy relationship and someone who blatantly does not want to work on making this better. I would want the woman I'm with to feel that way, and I need to feel that way. Once we understand that, and you have the confidence of, I can walk away if I have to, that shifts your energy right there in itself. And now you don't find yourself falling into that place where, again, you start to look a lot more unattractive, or for some men, they become yes men in their relationships, thinking that makes her happy. That's turning her off. She doesn't want you to be her yes man. She wants you to stand up for yourself sometimes. Give your opinion, give your perspective. She wants to be able to, you know, if anything, be able to have discussions with you about these things. Not just you say, whatever you want, whatever you want, whatever you want. Over time, it becomes a problem. So I think that once we conquer that fear, once we create a space where we can talk about these moments and not feel some kind of way, I think sometimes men they struggle with taking the criticism from their partner. Men and women. We all do when we have actual feelings for someone. You know, we don't care about you, it's not as big of a deal. But we're emotionally invested, we're more sensitive to it. But we have to understand that these criticisms are for the sake of making things better and strengthening this relationship. So once we can get to that place, it's going to be so much easier to grow in it. And then I think it's just a matter of understanding that this balance isn't just for your relationship. So look at it like from a sports perspective. If I'm on a basketball team, there may be moments where I need to take the lead and recognize, all right, everyone else is down. Somebody needs to step up. This is my moment. And then there's other moments where I realize, okay, let's say we already have a team captain. Let me show them that I can follow, serve, do what needs to be done so that the team can win. It's just becoming aware of what the moment requires, you know? And again, I think the more in tune we get, The more in tune we get with ourselves and the more in tune we get with our partner, the easier it becomes to find that balance.